Hello, everybody. I'm on a minute or so early, which this is a impromptu. So if you're watching this, it is just something I impromptu to do because we got a new moon. New moon actually starts tonight. I'm on the Pacific coast in the United States, so it's actually going to be late tonight, and so it's February 1st in other parts of the world, so that's when it's going to happen. We've got a lot going on with the new moon, not only with the planets, but also we're in the new moon in Aquarius. We're in Chinese New Year of the Tiger. We've got all the planets in this month of February, not right at the moment, but in the month of February, all the planets are going direct. So we're in a Mercury retrograde now until the 3rd. So a lot of energies that are definitely playing in with this new moon. So hopefully you'll get some good insight onto what is going to be happening for this new moon and for the next couple of weeks. And then I'll go into a reading for you. So this is live. If you do come on and want to say hello, tell me where you're from. Love it. If you have a question about astrology, numerology, or intuitive tarot, love to have that too. But my name is Patty, and I'm with Divine Warrior Intuitive, and you can go to my website. It is divinewarriorintuitive.com. And my only one announcement is, if you've watched my readings, you already maybe know this, but for 2022, if you want a free reading or free coaching, I do life balance coaching, spiritual coaching. I do fitness and nutrition coaching. Hey, Felix. So it is all free to you if you subscribe. So hit that subscribe button and you can get some free readings or coaching. And you can contact me through email. Go to divinewarriorintuitive.com, the website, and hit the contact. But you can always ask me questions in email, and it's free to all my subscribers. So let's get started. So we've got the new moon that is coming in, and probably on the 1st for Felix in Germany, then it is definitely on its way there very, very shortly. But this new moon in Aquarius, it's a very interesting moon because, like I said, all the planets are getting ready to go direct. Mercury retrograde is done on the 3rd. However, bad news is it hangs out for about another week or so, just because it takes a lot of energy for that planet to go from a very slow time to speeding up. So it takes about a week, sometimes up to 10 days, 2 weeks. So just depends on that. But if you have not been feeling the Mercury retrograde and some of the other energies, everybody in this world is getting pummeled. I keep getting calls from my friends and people at work. It's like, why is everything going wrong? It's some of this Uranus, Saturn energy that is just fighting each other. With the new moon in Aquarius, Aquarius is sort of the rebel of the zodiac. So when we have Aquarius mixed in there with some of the Uranus energy, the Saturn energy, along with a few retrogrades, we had the Venus retrograde, and now the Mercury is trying to get out of here. It can create quite some havoc. Good news is there's always good news and bad news, right? The yin and the yang, the light and the shadow kind of a thing. So the good news is that we're with Uranus energy right now. I don't know how to explain it. I'll try to explain it really simply, is that last year, 2021, we were actually in like mud and trying to dredge through all these changes. But now in 2022, it's like, okay, we're starting to move up and starting to make some progress and starting to do things for ourselves and have opportunities in our lives that are going to open some doors. But then that Saturn energy is going to like want to put the brakes on. So it's like, hit the accelerator, hit the brake. Hit the accelerator, hit the brake. But we're on an upward movement. Okay, that's what's going on with this new energy for 2022 is what we're seeing in a pattern that way. The great thing about the new moon is it's called a waxing moon, and we're headed towards the full moon. This full moon is actually a storm moon or snow moon, the full moon is. But this moon here is a waxing moon. So what does that mean? It means that from this time, from the time of the new moon till the full moon, this is the time for you to say, go, hit that accelerator. because when you hit that accelerator, that means you're putting things into action, you're putting things into motion. It's sort of like having a creative mind and expanding it. You're moving outward, you're saying yes to stuff. So that's sort of what's going on with this waxing moon. We have waxing and then waning. So right now I won't go into the waning because I don't want to confuse you. I want you to focus in on moving forward with some of these opportunities that maybe are coming into mind. This moon, when it comes out, it's going to sort of have a heavy feeling to it. The reason being is we're still in that Mercury retrograde, but it's also that rebel that wants to fight against things. And that's okay, because this is something that is going to produce probably some unexpected changes. And these are good changes, because these are sort of things that you haven't thought about and you're like, man, I really don't know if I want to go there. But then when you do, you're going to like, wow, if I wouldn't have tried it, I wouldn't have known, you know, or if I wouldn't have said this, I probably wouldn't have known. Especially if you're in relationships, this might be a good time to maybe say something or that you would hope to say, because your reaction might be not what you think. It might be a very good reaction. This is, again, the good time to follow through. The other thing, too, with the Uranus and the moon that is going on, this is the time to take hold of your uniqueness of who you are. I always talk to you guys about authentic use. This is the time to dig deep with that waxing moon and begin to allow that to expand and spread out. So there's something in some of you that is just really wanting to try or have an opportunity. I think that door is going to open, because this is the time of Uranus, Saturn, and Mercury all sort of coming together. And I'll show you why. Because Uranus is sort of that push-pull kind of figure right now. It's that gas on, gas off, gas on, or put the brake on kind of a thing. That's where that Uranus energy is. That's where that dance is, to see if you can do whatever you want to do what you ever dream to do. But there's like, I can't explain it other than like there's this orb, this little ball of energy right in front of you that it wants you to follow it. Okay, this is a divine energy. This is something that you're creative and your purpose to. I see this ball moving forward. I haven't used that ball, and it's not a clear ball yet. It's sort of this foggy white orb that I can see, and it's moving forward. And I don't know who this is for, but I'm getting major goosebumps for somebody. But this orb is actually taking you to where you're supposed to be going. Okay, so that's that Uranus energy. Here's the Saturn energy coming in, because Saturn goes direct and on February 3rd, along with the Mercury retrograde. So what happens is you're getting this Saturn. Saturn is all about stability, about structure, about making sure you follow the rules and that kind of a thing. But then the Uranus energy is saying, I just want to go do my own thing. So you have this push me, pull me thing. But the good thing about this is this energy deep inside of you wants to keep moving forward. And I suggest that maybe you follow that, as long as it is in a good high vibration light of yourself. Okay. Mercury is about, and it's getting to leave. But remember, that energy is there for another week, okay? So what does that mean? Mercury is not only about communication, but it's about transformation. Mercury is definitely about the death of something and the start of a new. It's sort of like the number 10 in numerology, right? And the thing is about that is that you can actually move things in the direction that you want them to move. The outcome is all up in your mind and in your spirit of how you want it to come out. So this is now a time where you're going to transform some of the old into the new. You might take a little bit of that old with you, but you're not going to really hang on to the old. You're going to allow that new to shine through. So that's a lot of people that's going to be happening for. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. I've been sort of down in energy, so I've been staying home and taking care of myself. But the other thing is that with the Uranus energy and that Mercury energy, what does that also do? Because Uranus is more free-flowing and Mercury is more of stability and more of transformation, you're going to have that inner struggle. You're going to sort of feel like, And especially these last 2 days of Mercury energy. I don't know about you guys, but being so sensitive to energies, it's just like I've been irritated and aggravated for so many stupid little things. And it's just, you know, I have to be mindful of what I say, what I do, how I act. And sometimes it starts to come out and I got to retract it and say, you know what? I don't need to say that. But this is that agitation that you're going to feel, because these 2 planets with the moon squaring Saturn and the sun opposing the moon, we've got some real agitation there. And it's only going to last a couple of days, but it's like, okay, why am I agitated? What is causing the agitation? Is it really important, or do I really need to look deeper? Again, we're going back to that deep sobering moon again in Aquarius, because it's rebellious. All right. This is a really significant moon because it's not only the second new moon of the year. It's got a very good forward moving sense, but it also has this sort of unstableness to it where you really want to give up some of that stability. I'll put it this way. It's like you want to break through the chains. It's sort of like, okay, I have to do this way. Okay, that's worldly. Okay, but then you've got this desire to break through and not hold on to that. That's okay, if that makes sense. That maybe probably isn't a good way to put it. Let me think of another way. Risky. Thank you. So they said risky. And the reason why it's risky is because when you take something and you do something at a chance, you really want to strategize and you want to do things how do you call that? Mythological? Not mythological. I forgot what it is. Within an order. I can't talk today. But what you want to do is you want to strategize. You don't want to jump into something. Don't do the Aries energy where you're jumping into something, you don't think about it, and you got all this going on, and then you get really bored and you think, oh, well, that's really not what I wanted. This is a time to get what you want, but strategize and think about how you're going to go about doing it. Okay, this new moon is saying, go for it, be smart about it. It might take a little bit of a risk, and that's the unstable part. But if you do your homework, it's going to really snowball into something you really, really want and desire. Okay, because the Venus energy that's pulling in with this new moon is that you're just sort of itching to get something going, or you're itching to get things moving. Okay, and outside of that, as I have done behavioral research, this time of the year, you know, they don't really say all animals have a mating season, and it's sort of like this is a time, this February and March seems to be a time for humans to really look for a mate. And then again in October and November, it's another time for humans to really look for a mate. So this might be something that you're really wanting to do, a desire to say, you know what, I really am tired of being alone. I really am tired of being single, that kind of a thing. All right, so those things are going to be coming up. What you want to do is on the 1st, the moon's going to square with Uranus, so you want to look for the potential and possibilities and everything. That high vibration, that light vibration, that energy that brings you up. So look at the possibilities. There's an easy way for a lot of humans to sit there. If you have something you want to do, say you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to start your own business, or like my daughter, she wants me to start, making costumes and doing things like that. Look at the potential that's positive, what it could bring. Do I like doing it? Is it something that could bring me money? Or is this something that is my passion? Okay, yeah, let's try to go for it. Now let's strategize and get the process there. However, this is going to be very easy for many people to start looking at the worldly side. First, you're looking at the spiritual side, all the possibilities, and then that spirit and soul is saying, yeah, let's go for it, that Uranian energy. But then you're going to sit there and that human side, is that earthly, worldly side, is going to say, yeah, but that's going to take a lot of money. That's going to take a lot of time. That's, rather than saying, you know what, I could keep doing this. I'll do it a little bit, maybe an hour a day, I'll study or I'll YouTube how to do something, blah, 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 blah. So find the positive in whatever that is. Okay. And around the 2nd, that is when Saturn comes into the picture, where that gas goes, and then Saturn comes in and puts on the brake. Yeah, you can't do that. That's going to take too much time. That's going to take money. Everything of that spiraling down, that low vibrational, that shadow energy that comes in, that's Saturn for you. So really, really pay attention to that. And really, I want to say with the energies for all the signs and all the people, and there's a reason why I'm saying this, is to really push yourself to your capabilities where it feels a little bit uncomfortable. Thank you. He's saying push it to where it's a little bit uncomfortable, because that's where I am. And that's where he's going to help you through. Okay, this is the divine coming through saying, I will get you further if you take the first step. Okay, I am here, I'm waiting, and I'm going to help you if you take that first step. Okay, now that's not the astrology part, that's divine. So he wanted to pop in and say that. But here's the other thing too that is going to go with this new moon. It's Chinese New Year. Now my daughter is Chinese, so we follow a lot of whatever goes into that, just because of her culture. We want to keep her up on that. But the thing is, it's a year of the tiger. Now, the year of the tiger is very, very similar to the strength card, because the strength card portrays the lion, right? And what is lion? The lion and tiger in this instance is very much about courage. It's about strength. It's about perseverance. It's about confidence. I was talking this last week in your readings about that. So this forward moving energy is something to help you. And in the year 2022, the tiger is there to, and when you start getting weak, you think of that tiger, you think of, no, I can do this. You think of divine saying, he is with me. He's pushing me forward. If you've got this supernatural push, or you hear, or whatever it is, this supernatural feeling that is pushing you into an upward purpose or calling, don't poo-poo it, guys. Don't. I'm telling you from experience. And as an empath, the last time I really fought against it, what happens for me as an empath, if I push against it or poo-poo it and say, nah, it's not something I want to do, divine, because I'm audio, I hear divine, he gets louder and louder and louder till the time I just say, okay, fine, I'll give up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here on YouTube doing what I'm doing. So whatever it is that he's pushing you, because it doesn't end with you. This new year is going to be going through you. You're the catapult. You're the conduit for something. I don't know what it is. So don't stop. Be that tiger. Be that courage. Be that energy. Be that new moon energy, that waxing energy that goes and expands and is being abundant. All right? Because this is the time to do it. Waxing. Every time I talk about the moons, and the new moon, it's waxing. It's going forward. When it's the waning moon from the full moon to the new moon, that's like pull back, release, hold tight. Let's wait until we can get to the next level. Because that's the time of a release. Okay, this is the time to gain, and the waning moon is about a time to release. All right, so let's play with the cards a little bit and see what divine and the energies of astrology and numerology have. This is a really good moon. A lot of energies, though. What is going to be really interesting is as soon as these planets, which is not very common for all the planets to be direct in 1 month. This is a big power. So the fast moving energies, the stronger energies are out there. The slower moving, they're all out there in the same direction. So this is really, really cool. All right. All right. Yeah, your dreams need a practical plan. This is the moon in Taurus. However, what were we just talking about? It needs a plan. It needs to be strategic. It needs to have some action. It needs to have some homework. Get your ducks in the row, whatever it is. This is definitely part of the moon. Definitely part of the moon. And Saturn and Uranus, definitely. Are these upside down? Oops, I got them upside down. Alrighty, so let's go and see what kind of reading are we going to have for the next couple of weeks. I have a feeling it's going to be, once this Mercury retrograde leaves, a lot of people are going to be more relaxed. It is a very tense time. I don't know how many horrible things that I've not only one person going through so many things, but many people just bang, 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 bang. It's just like, what is going on? But also too, when that happens, guys, when all these things happens, like in 2 or 3, you always say things happen in 3s, but when things are happening over and over, or things like coincidence, or not coincidence, but things are sequenced, like, for example, somebody contacted me that, you know, they've got this happening with their son, this is happening with their daughter, this is happening with their husband, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. That means that the divine is really trying to get your attention about something. The divine is trying to work hard on something, and the divine is saying, hey, you got to wake up about something. So you have to see what, in retrospect, all those things have, and then determine what it is that needs to change. Again, this is a time where this is the number 10, where the old have to fall away and the new has to come. Okay, this is definitely a time that you're going to have to figure things out. This is the two of Pentacles, figuring something out, releasing some things, adding some new things. This is a time that you've got to strategize. All right, that is the number 2. Again, bringing that balance back in. Definitely bringing balance back in. And again, for some of your signs this last week, it was very, very spiritual. Okay, because there's a lot of awakening going on. I think really 2022, there's going to be a lot more spiritual awakening. There's going to be a lot more people trying to seek people that have more of a connection with divine. I really, really do, because they can't seem to see, and things aren't working out the way that they thought they would. Things aren't changing the way they thought they would, and yeah, things are rougher than they thought they would. So they're trying to find that supernatural. Everybody can tap into divine. Everybody can too. But again, we're going to stay on track with what the new moon and the what Saturn, Uranus, and Mercury have going on here. So this is a very, wow, deja vu. This is a very spiritual journey for a couple of people. I don't know who that is. Definitely trying to tap into that intuition again. This has got the Hangman first, trying to find that insight to what it is. You're not looking for it on an earth basis, okay? This is more of, and it's not the it is not the Mercury, well, it is the Mercury energy, thank you, because he said transformation. It is a transformation time. So you're really trying to pay attention to that intuition, that little nudge, or if the supernatural, if second dimension's been trying to push something your way to push you forward, that little orb is trying to guide you. I don't know what that is to somebody, but this little white orb I can just see it moving, and it says, follow me. But it is not a negative. It is not a low vibrational. This is of a high, very, very high, the highest light you'd ever could see. And I've seen that light, and I can't explain it because we don't have that kind of white light here on Earth. So really pay attention to that. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups definitely in the center of what's going on this next week, 2 weeks until the full moon. Some real curiosity. Somebody is really thinking about things of curiosity, that this is a dream, this is something that you want to do, this is something, how do I go about doing it, and get that practical plan. Tell you people, YouTube is a really good place if you're not sure what to do or how to start something, or how to even do something, because it is phenomenal for it as a teaching tool. Very, very good teaching tool. But right now, somebody is really, really curious, but you've got to get that balance and that strategic in there, because the Uranus again needs to adjust. Okay, remember, you have to sort of think of Uranus as that gas on, gas off, gas on, brake on, gas on, brake on. That's the sort of the energy. So you're going to have to figure out what it is, how to get your ducks in a row this week, because there's something definitely new coming up. And somebody's talking about it, they're just not doing it yet. But now's the time to do, because we're in this waxing moon. This is the waxing moon to expand. Expand. Tiger is the Chinese New Year, have the courage, have the strength to expand. Maybe this is expanding just your knowledge or a mindset. It doesn't have to be a person, a relationship, or a job, but maybe expanding. When I was listening to an inspirational speaker this morning as I was driving, he's like, maybe it's an expansion to get rid of the old attitude to bring in the new attitude and the new thought process. This might just be that simple for somebody. I heard somebody say, yeah, that's not simple, but it isn't simple, but it is a new way. It's like, for me, going from a worldly way of thinking to a spiritual way of thinking. And every time I fall to the world, I correct myself, because that's the old way. The new way is a completely different way. Okay. And this is really important for this process, because somebody's itching to do this. But the other thing too, remember I said at the very beginning how Mercury, well, I don't remember if I said it, but I'm pretty sure I did. So Mercury is about transforming the old to the new, and the communication. So if you're having troubles communicating, or you're finding out that somebody is really not for you, they're against you. So if they're cussing you out, calling you names, even if they're sitting there, well, God, you're so stupid. That is such a negative energy. That is something that needs to go away. Because if that person is doing that, they're not for you. They're against you. The reason why I'm telling you this is that definitely Mercury oversees change, transformation, death. Now people a lot of look at death, and death could be like, I'm quitting a job. Death can mean I'm letting go of a friendship. Death could mean I'm going to stop a bad habit. Death can mean it's the number 10, finishing, completion, it's gone. But it is a transformation. So when somebody dies, their physical body dies, but their spirit and their soul move on. It's a different transformation to matter. And the reason why I'm getting at that is your last card out is death, then the devil. Transformation. And also too, the thing is that the devil is about keeping you bound to those ways of the old. So it's time for these ways of the old, that Mercury energy, to catapult to the new. Okay, sorry. I had to turn the heat on. I'm going through this cold hot. I don't know if I'm getting a fever or what, but just this dagburn cold that's trying to linger on. But the thing is that we definitely want to really focus in on releasing that bondage. Where are we releasing that bondage from? We need to sometimes look at a core, and we also have to look at the Uranian energy. Where do we want to catapult forward? And the moon and the sun are on that pole. Okay, everything is on that pole. But Saturn says, well, stay conformed to what I want you to stay conformed to. Now, I'm not talking about politics or government or anything. This is about your life. Is that what is it that you find important to stay conformed to, the Saturn energy, and what do you feel, that Uranian energy, that you want to move forward? You want to move forward wherever the spirit, your soul, guides you. That will break more chains than anything. Those two people, their chains are not tight. They're not holding them there. They could take the chains off if they wanted to. Again, this is a choice. Okay, again, dream big, guys. Dream big. I'll tell you, as my age, at 62, some people just don't dream big enough or think big enough, because it is limitless. Like, I don't know what sign had the spider in their reading in the oracles this week, but you can expand yourself. Again, this in the waxing moon, expand yourself to, the spider web can go limitless to the edges of whatever it wants to. Or you can make that web so small and stay where you are, where it's safe. And you're saying, well, Patty, that's okay. I'm fine where I'm at. But if you're not being a conduit for something that you are, your authentic self, if you have a gift or a talent, or even just being yourself with your experiences and sharing them, expanding them to other people, that's not what divine has you here for. Okay? It's not what he has you here for. And you can see it in the planets that are going on right now. Okay, everything's starting to move up. We're not done with the pandemic yet. You know, people come to me, well, you say it's almost done. No, I didn't say it's almost done. I'm just saying we're coming out of the old. Because we know now in these last 2 years that things are going to change and that they're not going to come back. So we have finally accepted it. And now we have this new energy in 2022 that we're starting to move up. But it's at your level of how far you want to go. As long as you're not hurting anybody, doing anything that is unethical, from low integrity, anything like that, or harm to yourself, it's time to move up. It's time to move up. Move up, expand out. I'm curious, you know. For me, I would love, maybe I'll skydive this year. Who knows? Alrighty. Definitely. Oh, somebody's going to have a new baby this year. Might not know that. Oh, it's that unexpected energy, that new moon energy that's going to have something unexpected show up. There might be some little one come up. I'm not quite sure who that's for, but definitely this is walking in absolute truth. This is also a nurturing energy, and the Empress is a very much a nurturing energy. Maybe somebody is actually going to find love this year. Definitely. We've got the Ace of Wands, so there is some communication. We've got a lot of spiritual energy here, though. A lot of spiritual energy. Yeah, and not to mention the Hierophant show up. Holy Toledo. Very spiritual energy going on. This is a great thing. So for somebody, thank you. So for somebody wanting to expand their knowledge on how to grow, not more spiritually, but more connected to divine, and how to have a relationship, not only like me, but there's people out there that have a deeper relationship than I do. And I get envious of that sometimes, because it's like, man, I want that. But he only gives us what we're ready for. All right. But this is definitely a positive time to do this with this sun. This is also a very innocent and almost immature. It's like a learning. It's like a baby learning how to eat, you know, from a bottle to soft foods to hard foods. It's just a stepping stone. Again, that practical plan. Okay. And it's what you want to learn. I mean, the supernatural. Oh my gosh, there's so much that we don't even know. I mean, some people want to learn about crystals. Some people want to learn about reincarnation. Some people want to learn about auras. Some people want to learn about audio or seeing, and, you know, those kind of things. Definitely, you know, you got to tap into your intuition. Divine is going to tell you what it is that he wants you to have, what gift he wants you to open and expand on. Just stay away from that devil. The way to stay away from the devil energy is not go negative and not bring that energy in. Because once you bring that in, trust me, there's a lot of yang to the yin out there as well. So you don't want to draw that energy in. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. I'll switch to a different deck in case he wants another one to show up. Let's see here. So I think this is going to be a really good couple weeks for some people that are allowing themselves to grow. Really good. Allow your dreams, your goals, your visions to really come. Now's the time to set the plan. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. This is to be true to yourself. We got the King and the Queen now. The King and the Queen. So that is a powerful company or couple. Thank you. Because as soon as I was saying that, is that couple not only has power, but they have courage, they have strength, they have, what do you call that? Confidence. And these two are committed to each other. So if there's a partnership coming up with you guys, and making sure that that partnership is loyal, committed, strong, confident, and with this Mercury mixed in, must be a really good communicative couple. Okay, this is a power couple. This is a power partnership, because we started with the number 2. We started with the number 2. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, not quite. I was going to say we had quite a few, but nope, we don't. All right. Let me see what these last 3 cards are. Yes. Okay. Thank you. 5 of Cups. Again, some of you are going to say, this is hooey. You're not going to make a plan. Then you're going to be the ones sort of left behind. You've got to have a plan in place for a vision or a goal, whatever that is. But some of you you just decide, I don't want to think about that. That's that low vibrational energy that's going to keep you bound to and stuck. Thank you. I heard the word stuck. It's just going to keep you stuck. This is a time to strategize. This is the hermit energy to analyze, put things together, practice. I'm just going to keep repeating myself because that is that energy, getting your ducks in a row, right? And then what did I talk about earlier? This is the death card. I can't make this stuff up. I'm not a magician to pull these out this way. There's just no way. This is just how the divine wants me to share it. Now, the death card again is the number 13, which is the number 4 in numerology, to bring you balance, bring you back to balance, bring you things that you got to stop. If somebody's a workaholic, 2, 3 jobs, okay, there is that 10 card, that devil card that's, yeah, keep those 3 jobs going because you're going to have a heart attack and I'm going to be happy. It's just, trust me, I ended up in the hospital because I was working a very stressful job, too much, too hard. And it's just like, that was 2 years ago. I spent 4 or 5 days in the hospital while they were doing all kinds of tests on my heart, but this is the thing, is that world energy wants to keep you stuck. That's that waning moon that wants to hold on. So the thing is that you want to expand and release. But at the end, guys, you've got to give something up. You're juggling too much. Unfortunately, you have to sacrifice to get something that you want and desire. Again, this is a practical plan for the moon. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, you can ask a yes or no. That's fine. Because I'm getting ready to wrap up anyway. So if anybody has any questions, they can ask right now. But the thing is, you got to really make sure that you're not overdoing it. Sometimes we can expand too much. And if divine is saying to stop, or if something's hindering you, because there's that Saturn energy, again, and that Mercury energy about transformation and trying to end something and start something. There's that death and rebirth. Be really, really mindful what is working and what is not working for these next couple of weeks. Because if something's not working, it doesn't mean that it isn't meant to be. It's just, it's not the right time. So back up off of it for a little bit. It's the same with relationships, guys. You guys are, some of you people are out there are trying to get into a relationship that may be left, or you're waiting for it to come back. It's just not the right time. Let divine bring that energy and that person back to you when it's the right time. Then it will flourish and expand and explode in love. But when we try really hard to manipulate and bring something back in, that Mercury energy is just going to say, nope. And then it's going to fall apart. So be really, really careful what you open the door to and why for this next couple of weeks. Because you're going to have to sacrifice something, that number 10 card, sacrifice something so that you don't stay stuck or bound. Okay? Mercury, Saturn, Uranus are the key players for these next 2 weeks. All right? Did you have your question? Oh, and thank you for subscribing. And that just brings me to this as well. So for you guys, if you haven't watched my channel before, 2022, if you subscribe, you're very welcome to contact me for free readings or free coaching, whichever you like. Just go to divinewarriorintuitive.com or get a hold of me through the YouTube, and we can set an appointment for that. But it is free to subscribers, so share it, share it, share it. All right? So I guess no questions. But I hope this was a really helpful. This is a good moon, guys. It's going to be intense for the first day or two because it's going to really want to dig deep, and it's going to be a little bit irritating and aggravating. But this is where it's saying, hey, what do you really, really want? What do you really, really desire? Now is the time to go for it. All right. So I hope this helped. Felix, if you're still there, thank you for popping in, as you always do. I appreciate it so much. And for those of you new subscribers, thank you so much. And my gift to you is free readings and free coaching. I hope to see you on your sign for the next week. And we'll talk to you soon. And have a great week. And don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Take care.